You know, it's a classic problem, isn't it? Some products seem to literally fly off the shelves, while others, even with brilliant marketing campaigns, just sit there. Well, there's often this huge gap between a great brand strategy and what actually happens in the store. Today, we're going to dive into a powerful methodology designed to close that gap, and we'll do it using a category we all know and love: baked goods. So let's just start with the million-dollar question. You've poured months, maybe even years, into crafting the perfect brand strategy. But think about it. Does it actually survive that chaotic, crucial final journey into the shopping cart? It's really the make or break moment that every single brand has to face. Welcome to the Commercial Excellence Academy by Asbiverse Group. We are so glad you're here with us to unpack the route to shopper methodology. We're going to see how it can be a total game changer, especially for an industry as dynamic as baked goods. At our core, what we're all about is helping you connect the dots, going from truly understanding your customers on a deep level to building a winning strategy and, most importantly, executing it flawlessly in the real world, right where the shopper makes their choice. So what's the secret sauce here? Well, it all comes down to this really powerful framework called guide and paths. The best way to think about it is like seeing the world through two crucial, perfectly complementary lenses. Okay, so the ultimate goal has a bit of a fancy name: integrated shopper-based value creation. But let's just push the jargon aside for a second. The idea is actually incredibly simple. When you, the brand, and your retail partners are truly on the same page, you create a win-win-win situation for everyone, especially for the shopper. It's all about working together to build a completely seamless and satisfying experience. The route to shopper methodology focuses on integrated shopper-based value creation, which is enabled by the Guide Paths framework. This right here is the core engine of the entire system. So let's pop the hood and see what's inside. So how does this actually play out? Well, think of it like two sides of the same coin. On one side, you've got Guide. That is the brand's game plan. It's all about answering that big question: how can we influence the shopper to choose our brand? And then on the other side, you have Paths. That's the retailer's playbook. And it's totally focused on their key question: how can we optimize the environment to facilitate a purchase? Now, the real magic here, it isn't in guide or paths by themselves. It's when they come together in perfect alignment. So imagine you're launching a new artisanal sourdough bread. Your guide strategy is all about highlighting its heritage ingredients, that slow fermentation process. Well, a truly aligned retailer's path strategy would be to create a special display with warm lighting, maybe a little fresh from the oven sign, and place it right next to the deli cheeses. You see how they perfectly mirror and amplify each other? That's the power of alignment. All right, enough with the theory. Let's roll up our sleeves. It's time to see how this framework really comes to life in the delicious, fast-moving, and surprisingly complex world of baked goods. Now let's bring this to life for the baked goods sector. Because while these principles are universal, how you apply them is completely unique to your world. Let's be honest, the way someone buys a croissant is world away from how they buy a car, and that's where all the details really matter. I want you to picture this. You're walking through the grocery store, and you suddenly remember, oh, I need bread for tomorrow's sandwiches. So you head to the bakery aisle, and you're immediately hit with that incredible aroma of fresh baking. You scan the shelves, maybe you're looking for whole wheat, maybe something new and exciting catches your eye, and in just a few seconds, you've made your choice. But the journey isn't over. The real test is at home with that first bite. Every single one of those steps is an opportunity to win. And this is where that partnership really starts to click. Take a look at this table. A brand launches a new keto bread line. That's their guide strategy. But that launch is supercharged when the retailer uses their path strategy to give it the absolute best spot on the shelf. Or look at experience. The brand designs beautiful artisanal packaging. The retailer then comes in and creates a warm, inviting atmosphere in that section. It's a perfect partnership where each action just makes the other one stronger. This seamless connection is what closes that gap we talked about at the beginning. It's what ensures that what the brand intends to happen is what the shopper actually experiences, right there at the shelf. So let's run a little scenario. Let's say your brand has just launched a new premium brioche bun. Your goal, your core intent from your guide playbook is simple: get as many people as possible to just try it and realize how amazing it is. So, how do you make that happen? Now, this is where it gets absolutely brilliant. A smart, aligned retailer, they don't just stick the buns on a random shelf. No way. Using their paths thinking, they set up a tasting station right next to the premium burger meat. See what they're doing?
They're not just selling a bun, they're selling the dream of the ultimate burger experience. It's genius.
Together, Guide and Paths connect strategy to shelf, or the point of purchase, and intent to impact. And that, right there, is the entire point. It's about creating that perfect, unbroken line from a strategic goal discussed in a boardroom to a delicious, memorable moment for a shopper. That's how you win. And honestly, the numbers really do speak for themselves. A standard launch, sure, it might give you a nice little boost in sales, but look at this chart. When you have a truly aligned guide and path strategy, well, the results can be absolutely explosive. Now, just to be clear, this data is here for illustrative purposes, but it really paints a powerful picture of what's possible with this aligned approach. So, after seeing all of this in action, the big question really becomes, what does this all mean for you and for your organization? I really want to leave you with this question to think about. How could Guide Paths thinking change the way your organization plans, collaborates, and delivers value to shoppers? Where are the current disconnects between your strategy and what your customers actually experience? And how could you and your partners work together to create a more powerful journey for everyone involved? Thanks for your engagement. For more details on individual modules and for custom creation, do get in touch. Best wishes and goodbye from all of us at the Commercial Excellence Academy by Asbiverse Group. We really hope this has sparked some valuable ideas for you. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to connecting with you again soon.